And one of these stories I've read from the book of Habitudes is a really cool story that gives an illustration of what it really means to commit. It's a story about a kamikaze pilot. And so a kamikaze pilot, if you don't know, they are these Japanese pilots, and basically their job, and if you see in this slide, this is a kamikaze pilot just landing into an enemy bunker. These kamikaze pilots would fly their planes directly into enemy territory and explode and die in the process. So that was their job. And so these guys were so committed to their country, their homeland, that they were willing to die for their country. But there is a story of a man who had 50 kamikaze pilot missions. He's gone on 50 missions. And so here's the story in the book. It says, I love the story of the kamikaze pilot who flew in World War II for the Japanese Air Force. He was interviewed by a newspaper reporter after returning from his 50th mission. The reporter asked the pilot if he was actually a contradiction. How can you go on 50 missions? You're just a pilot, not a kamikaze pilot. How can you be a kamikaze pilot whose mission is to fly into military bases and give up his life in the process and still be alive after 50 missions? And his response actually speaks a lot for our lives. It says, well, it's like this. I was very involved, not ever committed, but very involved. And the book goes on to tell this, and I love this, and I want to read it for you. A true kamikaze pilot only flies on one mission. He gives his life for that mission. He cannot be involved without being committed. There is no such thing as a half-hearted kamikaze. Commitment goes with the territory, and so it is with us. If we have any hope of being a successful person, much less an effective leader in our church, we must be committed. Leaders possess commitment. They cannot be involved without being committed. The rest of the world may enjoy involvement without commitment, but we cannot. And so if you have your notes today, I want to answer the first blank that you have, and it says, it's easy to be involved, but difficult to be committed. It's easy to be involved, but difficult to be committed. We are in